Hey there, I'm Angela Sharp, and welcome to the Daily Mix. Got a brand new mix for you today. Very excited about that. Now, you may remember I caught up with Jimmie Allen over the summer when he was at the NASCAR race just across the river at Worldwide Technology Raceway. And we had a really great interview. If you haven't seen it, go to STL TV's YouTube page. You can check that out. But I do want to remind you of something. So check out this clip. I want to know right now, one objective that you've got that is like I know that you said you put your mind on something, you get it. I want to know what it is right now so that I can look back at this tape and be like, yep.
When I'm on sitcom.
Oh, sitcom. Sorry, Jimmie Allen. You heard it here first, and I'm telling you, I'm going to play this back when you have your own sitcom.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. The man is seriously so great at manifesting what he wants. Now, he doesn't quite yet have the Jimmie Allen sitcom, but he is guest starring on The Conners this upcoming season. They didn't give us any information if he'll be playing a character or himself, but either way, that is one step in that direction. And it's really cool to talk to him because seriously, he really does very much manifest everything he's ever wanted. And I think in that same interview, he puts it kind of in perspective. When you're growing up and your kid wants to be a doctor or a lawyer, you're like, cool, you can be a doctor or a lawyer. But for some reason, when people say musician or actress or on TV, parents tend to kind of discourage their kids, but they shouldn't do that. You can be anything you want to be. So congratulations to him. And later on in the show, I'm going to keep it a little more country. We got Matt Jordan coming on later in the show. He's an up-and-coming country artist whose brand new album will be released, and he's going to be doing a show right here in Kirkwood. So we're going to talk to him, find out what he is all about. So let's get started on today's Daily Mix. This weekend, TEDxStLouis will highlight how the last few years have changed our lives with Beyond Words, innovation talks. The event will spotlight St. Louis's greatest thinkers, business people, and doctors as they focus on how the last 3 years have impacted our world. The event will also include Innovation Alley, where companies and organizations will highlight ways to uplift the St. Louis community. Beyond Words will take place this Saturday at the Kirkwood Performing Arts Center. For tickets and more information, go to TEDxStLouis.org. Now, in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, Diamond Diva Empowerment is turning St. Louis purple and hosting its second annual Domestic Violence Awareness Rally and Walk this weekend. Come out and celebrate survivors, get resources, and help spread awareness about domestic violence. During the event, they'll also have music, food trucks, local vendors, giveaways, and so much more. The rally and walk will take place this Saturday at 10 a.m. at Coroma Plaza in the Grove neighborhood. You can learn more and register for free at 2def.org. Celebrate the 10th anniversary of Pianos for People this weekend at the organization's annual concert. An evening of 100 fingers will feature Grammy-winning pianist Peter Martin, along with a number of nonprofit students, alumni, and special guests. Proceeds from this evening will help provide lessons, camps, and community events, all free to students at its 2 locations in South St. Louis and Ferguson. The concert will take place this Sunday night at the Sheldon Concert Hall. For tickets and more information, go to pianosforpeople.org. Now, you can catch some of St. Louis's top bands and musicians this weekend at the first ever Pines Fest, hosted by the Mighty Pines. Hailing from St. Louis and touring nationally, the Mighty Pines have handpicked artists that represent multiple sounds and scenes within our great community. The artists will perform under the Big Top in the Grand Center Arts District this Saturday. You can learn more about the Mighty Pines at mightypines.com and jambopresents.com. This weekend, the St. Louis Beer Fest will take over St. Louis Science Center after hours. I know St. Louisans love their beer. The event will feature sampling from more than 40 breweries, 120 beers, and access to the exhibits throughout the museum. St. Louis Beer Fest is this Saturday with VIP admission starting at 7 and general admission starting at 8. You can find a full list of breweries, tickets, and more at stlouisbeerfest.com. Now, do you have a cool dog? Do you love dogs and Halloween? Well, you might want to get your dog in on some Halloween action. This is going to be your weekend to do it. Purina Farms will be hosting Howl-o-ween Fest with trick-or-treating and not-so-scary fun for the whole family. Dogs included, of course. You can dress your family and pop up in their favorite costumes for their costume party and enjoy tons of activities, including bounce houses, wagon rides, photo booths, the bubble bus, canine performances, and so much more. Howl-o-ween Fest runs this Friday through Sunday. Register in advance at purina.com/Purina Farms. And the Belleville area Humane Society is also getting into the spooky spirit with a pet photo contest and a pet parade. Enter your favorite photo of your pet and invite your family and friends to vote. You can enter through this Saturday when they'll host the Halloween Pet Parade. The pre-party kicks off at 10 a.m. in downtown Belleville with a live DJ, costume contest, prizes, and more. The parade steps off at 1 p.m. You can learn more and register for both the photo contest and pet parade at bahspets.org. You guys, I don't know how I feel about this. So after 45 years, one of the most popular horror film franchises is coming to what they call a terrifying end. Of course, as Jamie Lee Curtis's character faces off with the evil Michael Myers for one final time. I was supposed to go see this on Wednesday, but my commercial shoot ran on, so I did not get to go see it. I had seen the one that came out just a few years ago, and the whole time I was reading for Jamie Lee Curtis's character to be murdered because it was the stupidest movie I've ever seen. And I don't know if that's because, you know, like as you get to be an adult, these horror movies become more and more stupid and less scary, or if it's because I really don't like Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm not sure which one it is. Anyway, they claim only one of them will survive. Hopefully it's Michael Myers. I don't know yet, I haven't seen it, but take a look at Halloween Ends.
It's been 4 years since Michael Myers vanished without a trace.
Hello?
I was certain that I saw him watching me.
You pretend like you moved on, but you're actually just obsessed with death.
What are you gonna do when Michael comes back for you? Because he is coming.
But this time, something feels different. He's more dangerous. He killed my daughter. But tonight, I will kill him. Come and get me. Maybe the only way he can die is if I die too. It all ends now. You came here to kill me, so do it.
Okay, so what we've got here is there was 13 Halloween movies. With this one, that's the 7th the Jamie Lee Curtis character has been in, and I just do not find it believable that he can kill all those other people so easily, and he leaves her all the time. Anyway, Halloween Ends is in theaters now. I am gonna go see it. I'm mad about that, but I'm gonna. Anyway, look, I got a guest. This is Matt Jordan joining me, up-and-coming country music artist. Now, I said new artist at the beginning of the show, but you've been working at this for a very long time.
Yeah, I've been at it a long time.
Okay, so you originally moved to Nashville 11 years ago?
Yeah, when I was 19.
When you were 19,
Yeah.
So what was that experience like?
It was interesting. I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't know that I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
So there's a lot of learning to do, but it was cool. I mean, the culture of Nashville is just incredible. Just songwriters and artists everywhere. You know, it was really neat to be there.
Really, and so, I mean, obviously you moved back. You're originally from Eureka, Missouri. So you moved back here. Then when did you get back into like really pursuing music again?
Yeah, I moved back. I got married while I was in Nashville and moved back 7 years ago. And the first couple of years of being back in town were, you know, I was still writing and stuff, but it was more desk job, starting a family, all that kind of stuff. So really, kind of when COVID hit and we were kind of all locked in our houses, I started writing a lot more and got the bug again and started going after it harder then.
Do you ever really lose the bug, or you just push it to the
No,
side?
you just kind of push it to the side.
Yeah,
it never really went away, but it really came back, and I had some time to pursue it more starting in 2020.
So I'm going to ask you about that because I feel like that's got to be hard. You have a wife. Do you have any children?
I have 3 kids.
3 kids. So not only have you been working on music,
Yeah.
you've been working on producing children.
Yeah, that's right. We have, yeah. We've been busy.
Okay, so how, as the man of the family, I'm gonna put this very sexist terms, right? Does your wife feel about you kind of really pursuing music, which is a dream, a great dream, but is a dream when you've got all these mouths to feed?
Yeah, she's super supportive of it. We've got a good thing going. She stays at home with our kids most of the time. She works part-time at a wedding venue. I worked in software sales, cybersecurity business for a long time, and was just able to kind of take the leap end of last year to start doing music as my full-time thing. But she's great. I mean, she's super supportive.
I think you would need that if you're chasing one of these dreams.
For sure. It's never been like a problem for us. She comes on the road with us when she can. I go to Nashville to write and record a lot, and she comes down there with us and stuff. So
yeah, that's a really. I mean, everybody who watches the show knows I love Nashville, and I go down there all the time because it's such an easy drive.
Yeah, super easy. So she'll bring the kids, and we'll rent an Airbnb, and I'll work for a week from Nashville and hang out with them at night. It's a good thing.
Awesome. Okay, so you've got this new album. It's coming out, first album.
Yeah.
So after putting all this work for, on and off for many, many years, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What does it feel like to know that you've got this first album finally coming out?
It feels really good. I mean, I've released a lot of music over the last 11 years, like a lot of singles and a couple EPs and things like that. But it's been fun to kind of have a full project finally come together. And it feels like for the first time in 11 years of doing this, I'm ready to do that. And the songs make sense together. And it feels like it's the right time to do it. So I'm excited to get it out into the world.
Get it out into the universe. And you're opening that basically at the Kirkwood Performing Arts Center.
Yeah, so the album comes out on October 28th, and then on November 12th, we're doing an album release show and meet and greet party kind of thing at the Kirkwood Performing Arts Center. It's a beautiful theater, and I can't wait to play on that stage.
Yeah, it's a great theater, and I've got to say, the reason I found out about you is because somebody I know who's a big Eric Church fan, as I am, had told me about you, and I know that he is actually flying in for your show. Yeah. So that's cool. That's got to mean a lot to you that people are willing to literally fly in to see this.
Yeah, it does, for sure. And I think that we've sold out 100 VIP tickets already for the meet and greet party. I think we're going to sell this thing out, which is kind of crazy to me. Like when we booked that place, it's a 530 person room, I think. It felt like a big task to try to sell those tickets, and I think it's going to happen, which is pretty exciting. It feels good.
That's so exciting. Yeah. And you've got the song Wrangler, which I love. When I started researching you to decide if I was going to ask you to be on the show, that's a song, I didn't have a Wrangler, but it strikes a nerve with me because I've got a car, not quite from my high school days, but like right after that, and every time I drive it, I kind of go back to that age, right?
Yeah, and I think that song is it is about my first car. I did have a Jeep Wrangler when I turned 16, and I love that car, and I had a ton of memories in it. To me, that song is really, I think everyone has something that anchors them in their past that they kind of hold on to remind them of where they come from or what makes them who they are. And that song is more about that thing than it is about my specific car. you
Right.
know? Yeah.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
So when you're writing, when you're kind of getting together with other people writing, who comes up? Did you come up with that idea? Was that somebody else's? Like, how does it work?
Yeah, that one was my idea, and I took it to one of my co-writers, and he did a great job. He brought a lot to the song, but it just depends on who you're writing with. I write most of my songs with other people at this point, most of them based in Nashville, some here in St. Louis. It just depends on who you're writing with and what the day has in store for you. You know, yeah.
Like, when you sit down to write, do you go, I'm going to write a song today? Or is it more of a, this is a good idea, I need to call so and such and get to writing?
It's pretty like scheduled at this point. It's like, hey, we got a write scheduled for tomorrow, and here's the idea I'm going to bring in. And you usually come in with a couple different ideas, and you throw them out to each other, and someone says, oh, I like that, and kind of chase it.
Kind of works that way.
Yeah.
When did you know, like, first of all, that you could sing? When did that kind of
Well, I
happen
couldn't
for you?
sing for a long time.
You couldn't sing?
I wasn't a good singer for a long time. I'm still working on that. But I really started with like the writing. I grew up on my dad's music, Bruce Springsteen, the Eagles, Jackson Browne, all that stuff. So it was always the songwriting that really stood out to me, And so I started writing, and I could get through it, a song. But I started taking voice lessons when I moved to Nashville, and I still do today. And so the singing thing kind of came after the songwriting thing.
That's such an interesting spin on what you usually hear from people.
Yeah.
Like, you love the songwriting so much that you worked on the singing portion so you can make this all one dream.
Yeah, I moved to Nashville planning to be a songwriter, just get a publishing deal and write for other artists.
Right.
And then I started writing, a big volume of songs, and my catalog started building. I was like, I kind of like these, and I want to be the one to sing them.
Yeah.
So I had to go figure out how to be a singer.
Go figure it out. I kind of like that. You're kind of also manifesting, like I talked about Jimmie Allen earlier in the show, kind of manifesting their dream. What do you foresee for yourself, or what do you want? Let's do it that way. What do you want yourself to be in the next 5 years?
Oh, next 5 years, I want to be, on the road nationally. I think in the short term, that looks like, we're kind of hyper-focused on the Midwest right now. We've gotten to play in 6 states this year, but it's been Missouri, Arkansas, all the border states kind of, So that's the next 2 years, I think, is kind of focusing on the Midwest. 5 years, I want to be hitting the whole country. I'm going out to California and up to New York and everywhere.
And that's a big deal for those people who are here in St. Louis. They can come at your album release party, and we all know that if you see an artist before they make it, I'm one of these people who does this, you're like, oh, I knew him before he was famous, right? And you love to be able to say that. So people should come out to the Kirkwood Performing Arts Center. So let's talk about those details. Where can people find tickets? When's the date? All that information.
Yeah, so mattjordansongwriter.com, my website. They can pull up, they can go to the shows tab and get all the tickets there. It's on November 12th. The VIP party starts at 5:30, which is sold out. Doors to general admission are at 6:30. And then the show starts at 7. We have 2 local openers kicking it off. Tyler Dale and Michael B. Witt, who are great. It's gonna be a really fun night of local country music.
So it's gonna be a great night, and that way you can see 3 people that are kind of up and comers, and then you get to claim that on your...
That's right.
Because we all do that. We all do that little claim it on the
sure.
thing. Which song, I know that you've got some songs out that people can go watch on YouTube and your Facebook page. If somebody's watching now and they're like, I wanna know what this guy's more about, what song would you tell them to go listen to?
I would check out Wrangler.
Wrangler,
the new one. It's the newest single. It's the last single before the album comes out. We just put out a music video a week or 2 ago, and I like that one a lot, so go check that one out.
It's a great video.
Thank you.
All right, tell them one more time where they can find that.
So tickets are mattjordansongwriter.com. If you go to YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, you can find the Wrangler music video at Matt Jordan Music. You'll see it on all my socials.
It's right there up on your screen. Make sure you follow Matt Jordan. Like I said, if you love music, you love to be able to call somebody out before they make it big. So this is your time to do that. And after you follow Matt Jordan Music, make sure you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. You can drop us a line at thedailymix@stltv.net. We want to hear from you. That's going to do it for the Daily Mix. We keep it right here on STL TV and Experience St. Louis. We'll see you next time.
It'd be worth a couple grand if I cleaned it up. A little extra cash would make rent for a couple months. But I'm working double